All right, Jason, it's July, so what does that mean?
Summer of SAM, baby.
All right, everybody, Brian Franz here, Jason Cerrano, part 4, buddy.
All right.
Last one.
We almost did it.
Part 4, that's right. So, part 1, in case you didn't hear, part 1 was us talking fire trucks. 2 is SAM hydrant operations. 3 was SAM drafting operations. And 4, this one is a little bit different. So not necessarily SAM to the T, but SAM Boost. And Boost is a new product, right? When did we come out with Boost? 60, 90 days ago?
Yeah.
Just pretty recent. So if you haven't heard about Boost, Jason, give us the quick, what is Boost? What are we about to see here in a second?
So Boost is, there was a challenge to our company, and it's SAM that we've been talking about is just on new trucks. And not everybody can buy new trucks.
Right.
Or they can't get it anytime soon.
Or it's going to be 3 years, right?
Yeah. So with the SAM solutions, SAM's always focused around fire ground safety, speed of operations, being efficient, less mistakes, all that stuff. Well, Boost is some of the best parts of that, but it's really focused in the first 5 minutes of a fire. Most importantly, it's retrofittable. So it's something.
Which is what this truck is.
Yes.
We retrofitted this one.
Yep. So, and that's really huge for a lot of departments, and we talked about the different department profiles.
That's right.
Those with the least amount of funding, the least amount of people, they get the least amount of solutions, right? And this is something that is down in their price range. They can put it on an existing truck, and they can get a lot of help in the fire ground for the first 5 minutes. Now, what's cool is something we didn't talk about in any of the SAM videos. This will be the first time we see the SAM nozzle.
Oh, that's right, yep.
Yeah, so this Boost technology is a slimmed down version of some of the stuff SAM does, but it's just enough to get you a couple SAM nozzles so that when you get to a fire, and what we're about to see is 2 people can get out, never go to the panel, not in the first few minutes, but they can get out, take the hose of the fire, charge the line themselves, have pressure control, have information at the nozzle, and do their own thing. So especially when you're in that unfortunate situation, it may be you by yourself or you and another person, and the best you can do for your citizens that day is a by yourself exterior fire attack. This is a game changer.
Huge. And what we're seeing, let's go back to the retrofittable, because there's 2 approaches to this, right? There's departments who have SAM trucks right now, and then their spare truck, let's say the newest one they just got has SAM. So then the second newest is 5, 7 years old. Boom, they're one Boost, right? So that way they get that same technology on it.
Well, they feel that, right? They understand it's a better, faster fire ground.
Yep.
And now they see that they can at least get some of that on a truck that they're, and this is the way the industry's changing, right? You buy a truck today.
Yep.
You're not going to see it for three years-ish.
Unless it's a Rosenbauer, then it's 2, but
All right.
yeah.
All right, good job. But the thing is, you got to think about who you're buying for.
Right.
So you have a truck that's 4 or 5 years old, you got it for another 15. You're buying a truck today.
Right.
You're buying it for someone who might be 4 or 5 years old.
Yeah, and let's say that firefighter's 14 today, right? In 4 years, he's gonna be 18. Now they're a junior firefighter, or whatever program you may have, and boom, they're expecting that technology.
And they see, with those that are definitely used to the SAM technology, they see the Boost, and they're like, we can go backwards on some of the trucks we've just invested in and bring those up to speed. Or, like I said, most importantly, and this is where I'm very personally attached to Boost, is we can go help those who can't get new trucks. We can go help those that don't have as much funding or as much staffing. So big play there. And
yeah, let's take it on the other one. So some departments already have SAM, so then they want Boost, right? We also see it though, people who are saying, I don't know about SAM, right? Maybe, I don't know that I want to make the investment on a new truck in a couple of years. So then we're getting some who are doing Boost right now.
Yeah,
right?
That's a great point. Is SAM is high entry level, like, so you have to have a lot of trust in electric valves, and you got to put it on your new truck. It costs more, so it's a little more risk. It feels more risky.
Yeah,
to
right,
them.
right.
And so Boost is nice, and when we see we'll talk about the truck after we show everybody pumping it, but Boost, you get to keep almost all your mechanical valves. It looks like a traditional truck.
That's right.
It's just got those big benefits in the first 5 minutes.
That's right. This truck that you're about to see is out in Rural Fire Department in Central Missouri. Great story. They ordered the truck, normal truck, right? Push pulls, everything normal, and you'll see some of the retrofit that we did on it. But the truck actually went out to them, and I don't think I ever showed them how to use it. And the chief called me and said, hey, we were flowing water with it, playing with it the other night, and they'd never had any exposure to it, never showed me.
Again, it's relatively simple. So you're not going to have the bigger, nicer screen like you do on SAM because it's made for retrofits. It's got to fit onto the existing pump panel. So you're not going to see the big nice graphics, but it's still really simple.
Really simple and easy to use is the key there. So, okay, so again, we've got a crew of 2 people this time instead of 3. So they'll bring the truck in, you'll see them get out, they're going to put the pump, they're going to do the same operations as you've seen in some of the other videos, same ops as you may have in a traditional fire truck, right? Traditional pump ops. And then you'll get to see some of the ops that we get going with it. So.
Yeah, I mean, you can see right away from a distance, it looks like a traditional truck.
Yeah, you can't even tell that there's really boost on this thing, right,
Boost
Jason?
is really meant to be a minimal invasive solution to get us a lot of help on the fire ground. And like you talked about, it feels like a lot less risk for most decision makers in fire departments.
Right away, exactly.
Right away. So if you notice, so he put the truck in gear. So boost, it actually does the auto tank to pump for you. So it does open the tank to pump. It does burp the pump of air. So if you notice, Steve took just a second there. He activated the nozzle. So now they're going to deploy their lines and they're going to head out to flow water. So the pump operator has not had to do anything at the panel yet. So Kevin's been focused on helping Steve get this line flaked. And then as soon as Steve gets to the fire, he's going to hold down both buttons for 3 seconds. There it goes. So it's charging, water's coming. You can hear the governor running up.
Now look at how neat this is though at this moment. The pump operator is nowhere to be found. He didn't do anything at the panel, Jason,
yeah, the
right?
panel's been empty the whole time.
The panel has been empty. There's no one there. Now we talked about the nozzle. Let's elaborate on this a little bit more, because with SAM, we didn't show any nozzles because you don't have to have it. But boost, you got to have the nozzle because all ops are through the nozzle. Yeah, boost is the nozzle.
It's the minimum amount of stuff we can do to retrofit your truck to get you this nozzle advantage.
There you go. So then on the nozzle, right? So we've got different lights that indicate different things. We don't have a hydrant
if you can shut it down for a second,
but show them the hydrant.
So we'll close the bail. We can get a look at the lights there. So where are we at right now? Oh, we're getting low on water already. So
we only had a half a tank.
Yeah, Sam's giving you indication. If it was full, you'd have 3 green bars. If it was half full, you'd have 2 yellow bars. And now that we're getting down low on water, we get 1 red bar. And this is really big for people, especially when you don't have a lot of people on the fire ground. Your firefighters can make sound tactical decisions ahead of time. So instead of getting into a fire and getting in a lot of trouble and running out of water and it's a big surprise, the firefighter fighting the fire can see how much water they have instantaneously. So I can be like, well, I got a chance at this fire and stay in and fight it. Or much earlier in the game, I can decide there's not enough water to get this done, and I can get out before I get in trouble.
You're right.
Instead of just guessing. And I tell people all the time, like, if you think about flying an airplane, if I put you in an airplane with no fuel gauge, you wouldn't fly very far away from the airport.
I'm sure as hell wouldn't.
Yeah, I mean, if it's just going to say, hey, you're out of fuel, like, you don't like that. So that's how we feel in a fire, right? You're flowing water, you don't know what's going on, and you just hope you don't run out. So this gives you that feeling. It helps you be more aggressive. Yeah, and it'll help you be more aggressive initially, and it'll help you get out when you need to get out ahead of time. And especially for those people that don't have a lot of support, right? Nobody's coming in to help you and tell you something's wrong.
Right.
So it gives you that chance to make better decisions faster.
Now let me ask you one more thing on this, because everybody just thinks that it's just a tank level indicator built into the nozzle. But the nozzle is actually monitoring the flow, right? Isn't the nozzle checking to see how much water is moving? Explain what the nozzle's doing more than just this cool tank level indicator.
Yeah, so it's become really important in the fire service that we have adequate flow at the nozzle. And all the nozzle manufacturers are pushing this. You know, it's all about education and training and flow meters and all these other things. So this technology, we actually have a pressure sensor in the nozzle. So the nozzle and the truck talk to each other, and if the nozzle is seeing low pressure, it goes back to the boost governor and says, hey, this nozzle needs a little more pressure. So it's actually doing friction loss for you through the hose lengths.
It's really neat.
And it does some kink detection too.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so if you have a kink.
Yeah, keep going.
Yeah, if you have a kink, it'll try to fix it up to 15 pounds. It'll raise it 15 pounds, trying to get the kink out. The only reason we don't go higher is with boost, it's a retrofit. So you have mechanical valves, you have other things going on, so we can't just go crazy running pressures up because we don't know what you're doing on the other valves, but we'll tell you. So if it doesn't fix it in 15 and the nozzle and the truck don't get it right, it actually beeps and it tells the pump operator, hey, you have low pressure at the nozzle, looks like a kink, you should check that out.
So it gives that much more benefit, right? I mean, it's huge. So let's walk back to the truck. We just killed the engine, but let's talk about the retrofit portions of this. This truck came in with manual push-pull valves, and then we retrofitted everything here. So let's talk about what we're going to get in the package of boost and
the
what
boost
it comes
box.
with,
Yeah.
right?
Here, we'll get this hose out of the way.
Yeah, we could have done one of those cool unpacking boxes things where they pull the valves out and all that stuff. But this is a little bit more live. So again, you can see that these three were all on the truck. They were original push poles, and then we got the pressure governor here, which is a retro. So go ahead, Jay, give us a quick overview.
Yeah, so that's the boost governor there. I'll get us back to the home screen. So it's pretty cool. So the bottom half is just governor controls. The top half is how you would run your hand lines. But the big thing was there was a traditional pressure governor on here. All we did was take that off and put this one on.
That's right.
You can keep your compound gauges.
Or if you had, in this case, this pressure governor didn't have the compound gauge built into it, so we added those back
them on
onto
this
it.
one.
Yep.
So most trucks are going to have the compound gauges. We are working on a one that will work without compound gauges, so that you have the NFPA stuff there. But the big thing is, if you look, you know, we keep everything else the same. All we have to do is pull out the discharge valve and put in, pretty much, it's going to be another Akron discharge valve, but it has the actuator on top of it. So all we did was take crosslay 1, crosslay 2, pull the valves out, take the handles out. We replaced the tank to pump with an Akron valve that's actuated so that we can open that tank to pump for you. Remember, the goal of this is to get to the fire and go straight to it.
Right.
So we got to do the tank to pump for you.
Yep.
We're going to burp the air out for you, and we're going to manage those 2 discharge for you.
And that's the key here. That's the key with boost, right? Tank to pump and 2 discharges is what we're gearing towards.
That's it.
So contrary to part 2 and part 3 of SAM with the tank refill, tank recirc, that is not part of boost.
Yeah,
right?
And that's a tough conversation, right? Especially for you guys. You guys have sold a lot of SAM systems, and in this region, it's pretty well known.
Right.
And we don't want people to get things mixed up. Listen, boost is huge for the first 5 minutes. After that, you're pretty much a traditional pump operator.
Yeah.
So if you understand that boost is just your tank to pump and just 2 discharge valves, it helps you understand what else is not doing. There's not a tank fill valve. There's not other, So that's the big differentiators.
I think it's huge. I mean, we have a lot of volunteer fire departments, and we're in St. Louis right now, in southern Missouri.
Oh, Missouri and Illinois,
it's terrible. Yeah, Illinois, same thing, right? So if it's 2 o'clock in the middle of a day and they got a fire, you're lucky if you can get 1 or 2 people on the truck, where this is huge, right? It's going to bring right away 1 person. Theoretically, we had 2 guys operating it, but 1 person can get water flowing right now.
Yeah, I mean, everywhere I get to go and do SAM demos, you know, it's different at those departments because I can tell them, hey, your pump operator really doesn't need to be here just for a few seconds.
Right.
They can go do all the other pump operator stuff. This isn't quite that, but to your point, when it's a barn fire, car fire, any fire that you're not going to do interior on and you're stuck by yourself, the ability to just put the truck in gear, grab a nozzle and go fight fire by yourself or with 1 or 2 other people, it's huge.
What's that worth to you? That's right.
Yeah.
Steve and Kevin, you guys are back. I'll walk up here for just a second. So Steve and Kevin here are 2 apparatus guys that we have as well. So Jason and I have been talking the whole time. They've been helping us. But what are you 2? Let's start with you for a second, Steve. It's like, what are you guys seeing when you're on the street talking about the boost system primarily? Are you seeing people saying the same thing as what Jason and I are saying?
Yeah, it's the limited manpower issue is the big one. You know, I mean, 1 guy in a fire truck is very real in today's world. So in the rural areas, that's what we hear. You know, and this is a very adequate system for those folks that need that.
Right.
You know.
Right. Those pieces are huge.
Yeah.
Kevin, you've done some demos with it. What's the perception?
The perception's amazing. People really think the efficiency that they can get from this system is by hands down the most cost saving for them and their citizens, because there is a cost to it, but if I can get out and I can stop a fire with 1 guy or hold it at bay until I can get some extra help there, that is priceless in today's world.
That's right. And Kevin talks about costs. I'll just throw it out there. Everybody wants to know, right? We tell people roughly around $25,000, give or take, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes, depending on simplicity of the truck, a little bit cheaper. Complexity of the truck could be a little bit more with some labor installed there, but figure around 25 grand and then call your Boost exclusive dealership. Sentinel is one of them. Throughout the United States, there are people that are set up just to sell and service the Boost systems, right,
Yeah,
Jason?
it was important to us, since this is a retrofit play, that we have trusted installers that will get it done right. So we can't just have everybody putting it on everywhere, so it is a regional thing.
And I think that's the key here. Even this truck is brand new, right? It's been our demo for what, guys, 3 months, right? Somewhere around in there. Brand new. Rosenbauer did not put on the Boost system. We here at Sentinel put it on. So the goal with IDEX and the dealerships, the exclusive dealers, is to not have the manufacturers put it on, but to have the dealers install it after delivery, right? That's what we're shooting for. So Boost system's really neat. There's a lot of capabilities built into it, simplicity. And if you're one of those fire departments, like if you got 5 people on the truck, maybe boost isn't as big of a deal, right? But I think it is absolutely vital to volunteer fire departments. So, you got anything else you want to add on to boost?
No, man, I think you guys covered it pretty well.
Did we do okay there? All right.
I really am personally excited about this.
Yeah, it is really neat, really neat. So,
Game changer.
yep, call here to Sentinel, call any one of your exclusive Boost dealerships. They'll get you more information on it. Thank you all for hanging out with us. Jason, thanks, buddy, for coming out for
Appreciate the invite.
4 parts to IDEX and SAM and Rosenbauer and Sentinel and all that kind of stuff. So we're really appreciative. Thank you all very much. Again, Facebook comments, YouTube comments, all those things. We want to get you the information. If you think Jason and I did a horrible job, put it in the comments. It's okay. We'll take it, right? Yeah. We'll take it. But if you want more questions, if you have more information, if you want something specific, here at Sentinel, we have a couple of SAM trucks. We have this Boost demo truck. We'd love to do more to really get the information out there. It's up to you as the customer on whether or not you want to buy it. It's our job to show you. It's up to you to see if it's what's best for your department.
For sure.
So, thank you all very much for hanging out with us. Go team.